So the end of the decade is here, and I'm sure all of you have seen so many posts on social media, people posting their highlights, all the things that they've achieved, how they've changed from 2010 to 2020, all that great stuff, and it's super cool to see the growth of a lot of people. Very interesting stuff, but unfortunately for me, I don't like to celebrate my successes. I hone in on my weaknesses. So instead of celebrating my successes between 2010 and 2020 and of 2019, I'm going to talk about the weaknesses that held me back in 2019 and how I can hopefully work on those and chip away at them through 2020 all the way to 2030 to hopefully continue growing as a person, because I feel for me that if I focus on my successes too much, I'm just going to stay in the same spot, and there are definitely a lot of things I needed to improve on. So if you've been watching my YouTube channel over the last year, you'll know that I've started and stopped a multitude of different series. So I'll post a video every day for say 2 weeks straight, and then you won't see another video from me for a month or two. And that is really because of a few weaknesses that I really need to correct now. So that this video is going to be all about me talking about those weaknesses and my plan to start chipping away at them in 2020 to hopefully become a overall, I'm gonna say better person, but that's not what I mean. I want to grow more as a person, and in order to do that, I need to first take down these weights and work on them. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I lack focus. That is one of my biggest weaknesses. I'll start to work on something, I'll chip away at it for a certain amount of time, and then something pops in my mind of something else that I want to work on, and I drop that initial thing, and that initial thing never gets worked on. So for example, I'll give a most recent example, would be I was trying to start an e-commerce website, and I was learning all about it, I was getting all the stuff put together. I actually even started the website, but then I got distracted because I wanted to start making triathlon YouTube videos, and then I completely dropped that, and then I started making my YouTube videos again, and then I got distracted by something else. I got overwhelmed, and then I started just scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, and neither of those initial two things have had any progress done to them. So in order for me to become successful and not be unhappy because I don't feel like I'm achieving anything, I need to hone in on my focus. And I don't know a clear path forward on this one, but my initial idea is that I'm gonna write down what I want to achieve, how I'm going to achieve it, the overall picture, and write it on a sticky note and have it somewhere that I see each and every day. I'm sure you have all seen this type of method before of having what you want to achieve in your sight each and every day, and you'll eventually achieve it because it's always being thrown in your face, so you never lose sight of what you're trying to do. I think that will be really helpful for me as well. And then aside from that practical approach, I will obviously just repeat what I'm working on over and over and over, and remind myself that if I don't continue working on this, what's the downside? The downside for me is that I feel very depressed and unsuccessful if I don't continue on with this. So why would I want to put myself through that when all I need to do is just really focus and hone in on it? And I'm sure that you guys have even seen that in my videos where I'll be speaking about one thing and then I'll lose train of thought. It's just, I'm all over the place. So I really need to get my focus intact. So that's my weakness number one, is that I lack focus, and that's going to be the first thing I'm going to be chipping away at. So the second big weakness that I need to work on is that I have so many ideas with very little execution. So just building on top of that first example where I started that e-commerce website and I was chipping away at it, actually building something, then I got distracted. And that happens more often than you guys ever know. I come up with so many different ideas each and every day. I start researching them, I waste a bunch of time, and then I just completely lose sight of what I was trying to do. I don't know if I get confused or if I don't believe in myself, but I just drop it completely, and that idea just dwindles away and turns into nothing. So I really need to focus on one idea and execute on that idea over and over and over without giving up, because what's the point of just coming up with these ideas? I'm sure that if any of you guys have ever watched any type of entrepreneurship video, the thing that they tell you is that without execution, there's nothing. You can have an idea, but if you just have an idea, it's just a thought. And that thought needs to be turned into some physical good or some video idea or something in order for it to become tangible and increase your quality of life. So that's one thing that I really struggle with is I don't know why I can't maintain this execution, but I just can't. But that's gonna change in 2020. How am I gonna do this exactly? How am I gonna turn these ideas into something actionable and execute on them each and every day? There's really no easy way to do it other than actually just sticking with an idea and executing over and over and over and not being afraid to fail. And if I do fail, I should be happy because I learned something. But if I just fail to do anything, then I truly fail because I'm stuck in that same place without gaining any type of knowledge. And that's something I need to remind myself each and every day when I start to feel that I can't do it. Just keep on pushing, because if you do fail, you're gonna become smarter because you learn not to do that thing and you can build on top of that. The last weakness I'm going to talk to you guys about in today's video is my poor time management. I don't know if you have this same situation as well, but more often than not when I'm laying in bed and I think about what I did that day, I find it really hard to remember what I did. And I think it's because I really did a whole lot of nothing. I laid on the couch scrolling through Twitter and Instagram, or sat at my computer watching mindless YouTube videos, not doing anything productive, and my mind is kind of shut off at that point. So I'm wasting so many hours just like a zombie, staring at my phone or screen, just doing nothing. And that really just leads to a lot of depression because I lay there thinking, oh, I'm wasting my life away. Like, what am I doing? And the obvious response would be to delete Instagram and Twitter. But unfortunately for me, the type of business, I guess, or what I want to do is very social media related. So I'm going to be posting these videos, talking to people on social media, interacting with people, fans, whatever. And I need that type of engagement. So I can't just delete Instagram and Twitter. But what I can do is define blocks of time to do certain tasks. So without a doubt, I have to block off 8 hours a day to work. And within that, I have to block off a certain amount of time for commuting. But after that, there's, say, 24 minus 9 hours left to do stuff. So what is that? Like 15 hours left for me to go and do certain things. 7 of that has to be sleeping, so we have 8 hours left to do stuff. That's plenty of time to execute on whatever I need. So I need to manage those 8 hours the most optimally. And I think the way that I'm gonna do this is by using a scheduler on my phone. I need to find a certain app, or if you guys have any ideas or what you use, please make sure to drop them down below because I need help. I tried to look at some Excel templates and I just got really confused, honestly. It wasn't intuitive whatsoever. But this poor time management is leading to a lot of anxiety and depression, and the days seems to be flying by faster and faster as time progresses. And I really need to hone in my skills of optimizing and put them into time. So there you have it. These 3 things, my lack of focus, my lack of execution, and my poor time management are the 3 anchors that are keeping me in the same place of being a less happy person than I otherwise could be. And I really do feel that by chipping away at these each and every day over the next year, decade, 2 decades, and beyond, that I'll become an overall happier person. And I truly encourage all of you to reflect and write down a few of your weaknesses and see if you can work on those as well. Because I truly do feel that we all have certain weaknesses that are keeping us in the same place. And if we just ignore them, we're always going to be in that same place. So please do me a favor, reflect. You don't have to share it with anyone, just for your own self. And just just truly look down and see what could be holding you there. And just write it down, put it somewhere safe. You never have to think about it again if you don't want to, but it really does help, I promise. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a fantastic holiday, a happy new year, and I'm very much looking forward to what you and I are gonna have in 2020. So if you wanna follow along, make sure to hit that subscribe button to hold me accountable for what I just told you guys right here, because it's gonna be tough, but I will do it. And I will become a more focused person, a better executioner, not that type of way, not like the killing type of way. A real good executioner and a better manager of time. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.